Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today's reading, we're going to hear from your spirit guides. We're also going to hear from deceased loved ones. Obviously, everyone's deceased loved ones won't come through, can't come through in the time allotted on a general reading like this, but spirit world is very intelligent and they know how to bring through one person that can share a message, share a situation, share the love and encouragement, whatever it is they have to give you, to share it in a way that will be recognizable to everyone watching. Now, you may or may not know the people that come through, but regardless, the message should resonate and be helpful. So if your loved one comes through, I hope you'll let us know in the comment. Would love to hear that your loved one came through. If you don't want to share it publicly, just thank your loved one for coming through, for taking the time and making the effort to share their message with you. For everyone else, just trust that there is a universal message there for you, a message you are meant to hear, that you were drawn to that reading to listen to be a part of, and that your loved ones are there as well. It's just sometimes one person has to be elected as the spokesperson, and I know the spirit world works really hard to make that happen in the best way possible for everyone involved. So, I've got 3 readings for you. We've got 3 cards. Please pick the one that resonates most with you, and give that reading a chance. If you get there and it doesn't quite, it doesn't seem like it's the right one for you, feel free to jump around, try a different one. But okay, group 1, your card is number 6, and it's a listen. And I'll hold that card there for a second so you can get a good look. Listen. Okay. Group 2, your card is number 44, stranded. And group 3, your card is number 31, and it's Lorelei. Go ahead and pick your card, pick your group. You can go down into the description box, click on the timestamp for that group, and it will take you straight to your reading. All right, we'll see you there, y'all. Thank you. Hey, group 1. All right, today we're going to hear from spirit. We're going to hear from your spirit guides as well as from deceased loved ones. Your specific loved one may or may not come through, but the messages that come through are meant for you to hear regardless. So I do trust that my spirit guides will work with those who are joining us today to bring a universal message for all those who are meant to listen to this group. I know that sounds complicated and convoluted, but the spirit world is a very intelligent world, and they know what they're doing, so I trust them. All right, so your initial card is card number 6, and it's listen. Leave that there. I'm going to pull a couple other cards, and then we'll see what they have to tell you. Okay. All right. We have dog spirit, and it says, be loyal to what you love. And we have wasp spirit, and it says, sometimes life stings. And we'll pull a tarot card. And our card is the 6 of Swords reversed. Make sure you can see all of those. All right. Okay. All right, give me just a second. I just want to listen for some initial messages for you, and then we'll talk through each of these cards one at a time. Hold on just a sec. They're telling me that this listen message, this message of listen, is of key importance to what they want to tell you and what you need to know. They say, they're telling me that you're not always listening. You're so busy with what's going on in your life, with your worries, with your, maybe your job, your family, your living situation, just the normal stresses of everyday life, which is perfectly natural and normal. But your guides and your deceased loved ones are trying to get through to you. They're trying to talk to you. They're trying to share knowledge with you, they're telling me. And they're asking you now to listen, to pay attention to the messages that they're sending. Now, of course, sometimes their messages, as I receive them, I hear them. I see imagery. You may experience that as well. But your loved ones in spirit, your guides, know what you can receive and how you receive and what you notice and what you don't. So they will send you messages, get you information in ways that you can and will receive them. And they'll send you a lot of different ways, hoping that you will receive them. And they'll send more in those mediums that work best for you. So, for example, song lyrics. When you hear a song on the radio that catches your attention, pay attention. When you see repeating numbers or important numbers showing up on clocks or different things, pay attention to what you were thinking about at that time or what's around you. It could be coins on the ground. It could be feathers. It could be different things that make you kind of stop and pay attention. Things that make you think of your loved ones in spirit. When those things happen, it's because they are thinking of you and they're trying to tell you something. It might just be, I'm there with you. You don't have to worry, I'm here, I'm helping. But it might be something more. It might be something more specific they're trying to tell you. So pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention to what you're thinking about when those messages come through. And also make an effort to listen, to pay attention. Listen with your ears, listen with your eyes, listen with your heart for those messages that may come through from your loved ones for you. Because when they come through, it's important. And sometimes it's, like I said, it's just to tell you they're around you and that they love you. But when they come through to tell you that, it's usually because it's something you need to hear at that moment. If it's another message, it's because that message is important for you to hear. Okay. They're also saying to stay positive when you're listening, especially when you're thinking about your loved ones that are in spirit. To keep a positive mindset, to focus on the good things, the good times. They're never going to come through with a scary message, a negative message, anything that would be fearful or worrisome. They're not coming through with that kind of message for you. They're here to uplift you, to bring you messages of hope and joy, not to bring you down. So if you feel like you're getting messages that are bringing you down or scaring you, trust that that's happening in your mind. It's not coming from your loved ones in spirit. They're telling me they would never scare you. That's not what they're trying to do. They're trying to show you that you're always safe, that you're always in good hands, that they always have your back. And not that life will always be easy, but that you always have, in some way, their protection and their love. They can't prevent certain things from happening in your life because certain things are meant to happen in your life. But they can help you get through them, and that's what they're here for. To help you through the good times and the bad. But never, never, never to scare you. Okay, so they're wanting to move on now to the dog spirit. That's what they want to say. Okay, they are showing me a dog right now, an actual dog. I think there's a bigger message here, but they're showing me but it's a small to medium sized white dog, a lot of fur, so it's not a short hair. But this dog is running. he or she is. They're running through the grass. They're running through a field. They're just chasing after whatever makes them happy. Now, this may be a pet you have in spirit, or that you know of that's in spirit. It may be a pet that you have in here in real life. It might not be. Might not know what this dog is at all. But the message is the same. They're telling me, hold on. Okay, first thing they're telling me is that they are loyal to you. They're wanting me to refer back to the words on the card, and it says, be loyal to what you love. And they're telling me that they are your loved ones in spirit. Your guides are loyal to you. They will always do everything they can to protect you, to guide you, to help direct you in every way that they can. But they're wanting to address the dog first. If you do recognize this dog in spirit, they're saying that he's very happy, that he's happy. They're saying you don't have to regret the way things ended or how things had to go. Just trust that your beloved pet is in such a happy place now and loves you as much now as they ever did. And they do come around to comfort you. You don't always notice or don't realize that you notice. But sometimes you'll get this warm feeling, maybe on your feet, maybe on your lap, and it seems to be there for no reason. That's your pet just coming just to give you love like they always did. And obviously that will resonate with some of you, not all of you, but they did want me to address that actual pet. What they're telling me about this dog, this running dog in a more general term, they're encouraging you to go after, to chase after what makes you happy. Don't be afraid to go after what makes you happy, even if it doesn't always make sense. And sometimes it won't make sense. Sometimes it will go against everything you think you know about how life has to work or how things should be done. You're being encouraged by your loved ones in spirit, by your spirit guides, to go after what makes you happy in whatever way that you can. That happiness inside you is there for a reason. So whatever it is that it may be a hobby, it may be a side hustle that you do, it may be a person, it may be a place, whatever it may be, that thing that brings you so much joy. Try to be aware of what that is and go after it. Just like an eager dog, they don't think twice about chasing after the thing that they want the most, whether it be a ball or a dog or a squirrel, whatever it may be. They're just happy to be chasing after it. And that's the message they're giving me, is go after it. Forget about the outcome. Forget about the things that could go wrong, the things that could trip you up, the things that could get in your way, what other people may think. Let go of all of that. Chase after what makes you happy. And be like the dog. Let that dog spirit inside of you, let them loose. Let them off the leash and out of the cage, out of the yard. Run after the thing or things that make you happiest. And do it with a good and happy heart. That's what they're giving me. They're also showing me right now, and again, this will only resonate with some of you, but there is a woman in spirit who is with this dog of yours. They're showing me the white dog that I saw earlier, but they're also highlighting this dog here on the picture, wouldn't necessarily have to look like this, but they're showing me both colors, the white and the black in one. So take that as it resonates. But there is a woman in spirit, someone who's close to you, someone that knew this dog in life, that is with the dog now. They take care of each other. That's what they just said. They take care of each other. So they're just wanting to come through and let you know that. So that will resonate with some of you, but not all of you. But I wanted to come through with that message. All right. So then the next card is the Wasp Spirit. And it says, sometimes life stings. Again, they're saying, don't be afraid of what could go wrong. You don't know what could go wrong. So remove those obstacles that are in your brain that aren't in real life yet. Don't put obstacles where they don't exist right now. Don't create them in your mind and worry about them, because they're not real right now. And if you've been given a passion, if you have a passion in your heart, something that brings you so much joy, and you're hesitating to chase after it, it's generally because there's some fear. There's some fear that something will hurt, that something will go wrong. They're saying you don't have to fear. Follow your heart. It doesn't mean there won't be any obstacles. It doesn't mean there won't be anything that will trip you up, because that's not what life is. Life is about seeing the challenges and overcoming them. But imagining them in advance and worrying about them and allowing them to hold you back, that's not life. That's not living at all. That's just being afraid. And we all do it, so there's no judgment there, but your guides and your loved ones in spirit are just encouraging you to clear those imaginary obstacles out of the way and just keep moving forward and trust that you will be directed, you will be helped, you will be guided. Hold on 1 second. All right, they're also showing me someone in spirit. And again, this will resonate with some of you and not all of you, but I do believe there's a message here for everyone. And rather than a wasp, they're actually showing me bees. So there's someone in spirit that tended to bees, that had bees, that made honey, honeybees, because they're showing me that kind of that process, someone who worked with bees. So you may recognize this person in spirit, and if you do, then know that they're here. They're also showing me sunflowers. So sunflowers may be important to you or to someone here. But the bigger message here about the bees is that they're telling me that oftentimes people are equally afraid of wasps and bees. But bees are so beneficial to our planet. Not to say that wasps are not. But what the message they're giving is, don't be afraid, but be cautious with those things you need to be cautious around, and embrace those things that are just serving their purpose in your life. Some things may seem scary, like a bumblebee, may seem scary because you know it's possible it could sting. But if you leave them alone, they'll go their own way, and they won't trip you up in general. Be cautious around, for example, if there's a wasp in your life, real or figurative. They're acknowledging that there are things in life that you do have to be cautious about and be aware of. And they're just trying to show the difference, to not create a wasp's nest where it's really just a bumblebee hive, making honey, making something sweet in your life, and you're fearing it. So just try to be aware of the difference. They're telling me you don't have anything to be afraid of. They're telling me that whatever this passion is of yours, that this thing or person or place that is calling to you, it's doing so for a reason. And you don't have to be afraid. No, life isn't always easy. Sometimes things do happen to teach us how to overcome, to help us grow, to help us evolve, to help us become better people, more compassionate towards others. There's a lot of reasons why difficult things happen in our lives. None of them are strictly just to hurt you. So they're saying just be kind to yourself as well as to others. And know that your dream, your passion, your joy is calling to you for a reason. And your guides and your loved ones in spirit want you to be happy. They want you to go after them in whatever way you can, but they're encouraging you to be a little bit brave and to trust that you have support from the unseen world. You do have support and guidance. Even if you don't have any loved ones that you know of in spirit, you do, right? You may not know anyone who has passed away and is in the spirit world, but you do have guides and you do have ancestors who know you, even if you don't know them, and they love you, even if you don't love them because you don't know them. And they are there, and they do cherish you. Okay, so the last card is Six of Swords reversed. Hold on one second. Okay, they're telling me, hold on. Okay, the word they're giving me is pause. They're encouraging you to clear away the debris, the fears, the obstacles that you believe are in your way, to listen and watch for guidance from your loved ones. It's funny how that just flipped over and flipped upright, because this goes right along with what their message is. They're saying to pause while you clear your energy, while you clear these imaginary obstacles out of your mind, while you listen and watch and become more aware of guidance from your loved ones in spirit before you make any big moves. And then move forward. So this card was originally in reverse, and then it got flipped up in my hands and became upright. So they're telling you, yes, to go after what you want. Yes, to take those chances and make those moves. But stop and listen first. Pause. Be still for a moment and allow yourself to gather positive energy around you, to listen to spirit in whatever way you can. You don't have to hear them like I hear them to get messages from them. They will give you messages in ways you can receive. You'll see a message online, on social media. You'll see a poem or a quote that feels very important to you, that tugs at you, that says, read this. Pay attention, pay attention. Maybe a song on the radio. It may be a conversation you hear from strangers in the store that catches your attention. Any number of things could be your loved ones speaking to you through that medium. When it catches your attention, ask yourself, what am I being asked to understand, to hear? And the more you can acknowledge, I heard this, I saw this, I'm aware of this, I think it's you, the more they will bring those messages your way. So pay attention, listen, be aware of the messages that are being given to you. Pause until you're ready. But don't let the fears and obstacles get in your way. It will work out. It will be okay. Just trust. Trust your loved ones in spirit and your guides, because they are bringing you what you need exactly when you need it. All right, group one, I hope that helps. I hope that gives you a little bit of insight into what your spirit guides and what your loved ones in spirit are trying to tell you right now. One of many things, I'm sure. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thanks for your likes, your comments. Thanks for subscribing. And thanks for just being here. All right, bye-bye, y'all. Hey, group two. All right, today we are going to hear from spirit. We're going to hear from your spirit guides. We're going to hear from loved ones in spirit. Now, you may or may not hear from your specific deceased loved ones, but the messages that come in should be universal to those who are meant to hear the messages of this reading. You know, the spirit world is very intelligent. So my guides, your guides, will gather loved ones in spirit who share commonality in the message, possibly in their experience, anything they share. There should be something there for you. If it's not meant for you, if a specific loved one coming through, the imagery, the message, just leave it for those who that message is for, and take the rest. Take what you can take. All right, so your initial card is card number 44, Stranded. Okay. Let's pull some more cards, and we'll see what they have for you here. All right, your first card is Nightingale Spirit, and it said, love is all around. Nightingale Spirit. And then we have Scarab Beetle Spirit, and it says magic works through you. And we'll pull a tarot card. And we have Two of Pentacles reversed. And it's interesting that that card came up, because as I was shuffling these other cards, they were telling me that you are in the midst of making a decision. So, if that makes sense, there's a decision that's been weighing on you. Then you'll know that this reading is probably for you. So hold on just a sec. I just want to make sure, I want to listen for any initial messages from Spirit. And then we'll talk through these cards. But I did want to mention that that weighing a decision message that they brought through. So hold on. They're telling me right now, you don't have to decide right now. So whatever is weighing on you, they're saying you may feel like it's important to make a decision right away or right now, but you don't have to. So take that as it resonates for your situation. I know a lot of different people in different situations are watching this video. That will resonate with you if that's the case. You may feel like you have to decide right now, but there's a part of you that should also recognize that your loved ones in spirit, your spirit guides are saying, hold on. You can wait a little bit. Give this a little bit of time. Allow something to unfold. That's what they're showing me. They're saying you're not stuck. You may feel like you are stuck, particularly with this stranded card. They're sharing with me this sense of being stranded, of being stuck in some way or in some situation, and needing to make a decision either to get out of this situation or to be able to move on. They're saying the time will come and the decision will become obvious, but you don't have to do it right now. You may want to, you may feel eager to, you may feel anxious to. They're saying you may feel like you have to make this decision just to get it out of your head, right? Just make the decision and get it out of your head so you can stop thinking about it. They're saying stop thinking about it first. Try to stop thinking about it first, and the decision will come to you. It will become obvious to you. It will make sense to you if you can try to stop forcing it a little bit. Okay, they're showing me a woman in spirit. This may be an ancestor of yours. It might not be. So if you don't know who this person is, just recognize that there might be a message here that you're meant to hear anyway. They're showing me a woman in spirit who is standing on a dock and waving a white handkerchief to a ship that is leaving the shore. She's saying goodbye to someone that is heading out to sea. Now, this may be an ancestor of yours. You may know someone whose family went to another land by sea, by way of sea, by a ship. Perhaps to fight a war, perhaps just to move. I'm getting both of those messages here, but they're focused more on this woman who's standing on the dock waving goodbye. There's both a sadness and a happiness in her. Obviously sad to see this person go, but there's some sense of joy or pride in what this person is doing. And again, you may recognize who this person may be. You may say, yes, that's my whatever, grandmother or aunt, great-grandmother, mother, who knows. But for those of you, but for everyone listening, the message here is bigger than the actual. They're showing me the person, but they're giving me the bigger message. In that, hold on, let me make sure. They're saying you don't have to decide to make a change just because someone else is making a change. That's an interesting message. You're not being left behind. You're being given a chance to gather your thoughts, to gather your resources, to pull your energy into a positive place so that then you can take this leap or make this decision that's been kind of weighing on you. They're saying that you're not in competition with anyone. So you may have someone in your life who is doing something and you feel like you need to catch up with them. You need to make some decisions to keep up with them in some way. Your loved ones in spirit are encouraging you not to do that. They're encouraging you to be happy for this person, for the progress they've made, for the strides they've made, for the choices they've made. Be happy for them. But don't allow that happiness or their progress to wear away at your self-esteem or to cause you to feel like you need to be in a hurry. You're not in a hurry. Your time will come, and your time is coming. And this decision you have to make will become very obvious if you just give it some space. So rather than chase after either a decision, right? You may feel like you have to chase after a decision and make it or perhaps chasing after, in some way, someone else who is doing what you want to do, or is making choices in their life that you feel you need to be making as well. Don't chase after what someone else is doing. Don't chase after someone else's path. It is not yours to chase after. It's theirs to chase after. Yours will become obvious. So hold on to this moment. Allow the dust to settle. Allow things to settle a little bit around you. Try to clear your head, and the decision will come to you. Interesting. Okay? All right. So then the first card we have is the Nightingale Spirit. And again, it says love is all around. I want to hear what they want to say about this. Give me one second. Again, they're giving me, they were showing me on this card the music. But instead of hearing music, the sound I got in my head was that the sound of the horn on a ship, if you've ever heard that deep bellowing horn that a ship makes when it's about to head out to sea. And they are giving me a message here about music and sounds. So bear with me one second. Okay. They're telling me your loved ones in spirit they often talk to you through music and through sound. If you hear a sound that you don't like, where did that come from? Where did that sound come from? Pay attention to that. What was the sound? What were you thinking? What was going on around you at that moment? Same thing with music. Certain songs may continue to repeat. And it's not just because the radio likes to repeat songs over and over again. There might be a message there. Or certain lyrics catch your attention. You may actually feel drawn to look up the lyrics to some songs. Follow that instinct is what they're saying. There's something about sound and music that your loved ones in spirit are using to draw your attention to what they want you to know. They are showing me that some of you, one of you or some of you, you have a loved one in spirit. This is a male, and they're showing me that they write music, scores. They write music, perhaps lyrics as well, but they're showing me music sheets. This person had a love of music, had a real talent, had a real ear for music and for sound and for the way sounds can harmonize and come together and work, even in ways that might not seem harmonious. They had a way of making inharmonious sounds come together in a beautiful way. So you may recognize who this person is in spirit. If you do, drop a message down below. I'd love to know who that is, a little bit about them if you want to share. But the bigger message here that they're sharing with me, they're saying you don't have to know all the notes in advance. Allow the music to come together. Don't force it. Because the song will build on itself in layers. So if you're familiar at all with musical scores and perhaps different instruments and how they come together, and they all play their own music, but they come together to make something more beautiful. That's kind of what they're showing me. Obviously, it's something that is metaphorical, I would say, for most of you. They're saying allow it to come together rather than force the song to be complete. And it will come together. And there may be parts of your life or about this decision that you want to make that you think cannot work. But they're wanting you to remember this this message about this person in spirit who was able to take musical notes that you wouldn't normally put together because they clash in some way. They don't seem to work together, and yet when they are placed in together in the right way, they make beautiful music. I hope that makes sense. What you think can't work in your life because of XYZ might be the exact thing to make it even better than you could imagine. So don't fight the inharmonious parts of your life just because you think they go against what you want or what, where you want to go, what you want to do, this decision you want to make. Interesting. And they're also saying again to trust the sounds that you hear. These are messages coming from your loved ones in spirit that they want you to hear because they have something to say to you, specifically to you, that can't be said to everyone here and be recognized. Okay. They're saying especially at night, you may hear these. Not always at night. Sometimes you might be in the car listening to music, could be doing different things. But they're showing me that there may be sounds that you hear at night, particularly when you're almost falling asleep or when you're almost awake, kind of that in-between state. You may hear sounds that you feel like you shouldn't have heard. It's your loved ones coming through with a message for you. So try to pay attention to what, maybe what dream you were just having, if you can remember your dreams, maybe what you were thinking about. If you're not sure and you hear a random sound, ask your loved ones. I believe that was you. I heard this sound. Show me what you want me to know. Tell me what you want me to know. And they will. They will. They'll find a way to get that message to you. And they're going to help you with this decision you have to make so that you don't have to agonize over it. They are showing you that. All right, so the next card is the scarab beetle spirit, and it says magic works through you. They're saying just like the musical score, you may or may not be a musician. You may or may not have a musician in spirit. But regardless, they're telling me you have a way of also bringing inharmonious aspects of life together, whether it be people who don't get along or things that don't normally go together. Maybe you're a cook and you know how to bring different ingredients together. Could be any number of things. You have a way of bringing things together that wouldn't normally work, or people wouldn't think would normally work. But you have a magic about you that allows you to turn something muddy into something beautiful. Something that could be terrible, and you turn it into magic. You do have this skill about you. And they're wanting to acknowledge that with you. They're wanting you to be aware of it. Again, it comes back to whatever this decision it is you're trying to make. Now, feel free to drop that, your decision down in the comment box. Sometimes it helps to put it out there. Not necessarily looking for an answer, just to put it out, just to get it out of your head and put it in writing. Feel free to, and I do read all your comments, so feel free to do that. But they are saying that the magic is in you. The same magic that this loved one in spirit had of bringing harmonies together, bringing dissonant notes together to make something beautiful, to make beautiful music. You also have a way of taking different aspects of life, of your life, of something you do, and creating something beautiful out of it. Again, they're wanting you to be aware of it because it will affect your decision. And it will just affect your decision making. Because right now you're trying to avoid either situations or people or things that you think can't possibly work together. I can't do this and this, it will never work. Or I can't go here and have this, it can't, it won't work. I can't put these 2 or 3 or 5 things together, it won't work. They're wanting you to be aware of how much magic is in you, to make those, weird, different things work. And they don't just work, they become even more impressive, more beautiful, more incredible by putting all these different ingredients together. So it will help you make your decision. The more you can be aware of that you don't have to avoid something in your life to get what you want. You may be able to do both and have it be even better for it. Okay? Okay. They're showing me, and I actually saw this earlier in my meditation as well. They're showing me two children. I don't know if both children are in spirit, but I do believe one of them is. They may not be a child. They may not have been a child when they went to spirit, but what they're giving me is sibling. There's a sibling in spirit. So you may have a sibling who is in spirit, or you may have a child who has a sibling in spirit. But they're telling me, what they're showing me is that these siblings were very, very different. They thought differently, acted differently, had very different personalities, different dreams and goals, different perspective on life. And yet they still loved each other. They're actually showing me these two siblings as young children, lying side by side. I can't tell if it's in a bed or on a sofa, but lying side by side and just at peace with each other. Not to say they never fought. I think all siblings fight. But again, it's another message of being able to make peace and find peace in situations, in ingredients, in people, despite how different and dissonant they may look or they may appear to be. There's always some commonality that can bring them together, and you have that magic in you to make that happen. You have that. So trust that. And let go of whatever fears or hesitation you have because of XYZ won't go with ABC, if that makes sense. I hope that does make sense. And if this is your sibling or your child in spirit, let me just see if they have a message. They're just saying, be who you are. Be who you are. Don't try to be anyone else. Don't go after someone else's dream or someone else's reality. You have your own dream. You have your own wishes. You have your own way of doing things. You don't have to do it like anyone else, and you shouldn't. And that's what this person is saying to you as their loved one in spirit, but it's also saying to everyone here who is meant to be watching this video. So thank you for that. All right, so final card here is the Two of Pentacles reversed. And this is an advice card. Again, just saying, hold off on making a decision right now. Give it a little bit more time. Don't push it, don't force it. The decision will come to you. It will become very clear what you need to do and how you need to do it. And you will have the magic to make it work. But right now, it's overwhelming you a little bit. It's causing a lot of overthinking, worrying, anxiety, because you think you have to make this decision now. Your loved ones in spirit, your spirit guides are encouraging you to stop. Give it a minute. Stop chasing, stop running. Stop trying to force something and allow it to come to you. Let the dust settle and allow it to come to you. Even if you feel like everyone around you has made their decision and is going after what they want. It doesn't matter what they're doing or what they think. Stay true to yourself. All right, group 2. I hope that helps. I hope that gives you what you needed today. Thank you so much for being here and for watching this video. Thanks for your comments and your likes. I appreciate you. And we'll see you next time, y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. All right, today we are going to get some messages from your spirit guides and from deceased loved ones in spirit. Now, you may or may not hear from your deceased loved ones. Obviously, I can't have someone come through for every person who will be watching, but But I do trust in a very knowledgeable and intelligent spirit world. And my spirit guides, your spirit guides, I know are gathering around with your loved ones in spirit and bringing through those who can share a common message, one that you are meant to hear, but maybe one person has to be the spokesperson, if that makes sense. So take what resonates. If it doesn't quite resonate, if it doesn't quite fit, just trust that it's meant for someone else and take what does for you. All right. So your card is card number 31, Lorelei. Okay. We'll pull a few more cards and then we'll see what they want to tell you. All right, and your first card is Eagle Spirit, and it says Spirit has your back. Okay. And then we have Armadillo Spirit, and it says set healthy boundaries. Okay. And we'll pull a tarot card. And we have 9 of Wands. Okay. All right, give me just a second. I want to listen for some initial messages from Spirit for you, and then we'll go through each of these cards one by one. All right, so hold on, y'all, one second. All right, they're telling me, first of all, with this Lorelei card, the first thing they're saying is that you have nothing to fear, because you are being protected. And they're wanting me to talk a little bit about the Lorelei story, of which I am not fully versed, so bear with me. I'll let them feed me the details, hopefully that I will get correct here. But essentially, Lorelei was kind of a sea maiden, mermaid, mythical creature, a woman who had been hurt and scorned, and she is in a position here as boats, as sailors would come toward this rock, they could either be smashed against the rock at her will, she could allow it to happen, or she could protect them and save them and let them move along on their way. Spirit is telling me that they acknowledge, they recognize that you have been through some turbulent waters. You've been through some difficult times. But you are fully protected. They have your back. You're not going to smash up against the rocks. You are going to be led toward safety and to better times, smoother waters. So they're encouraging you, first and foremost, to trust. Trust that you're being watched by your loved ones in spirit and by your spirit guides, that you're being protected and that you're being guided. So whatever your situation may be, and it will be different for everyone, they're just giving me this message of it will work out. Don't anticipate the worst. Don't imagine the worst will happen. Trust that everything will be okay. Okay? Just see if they have anything else here. They're telling me that ultimately Lorelei has a good heart, and she does end up protecting those she is responsible for. And they're wanting you to remember that message, Your guides in spirit, your loved ones in spirit feel responsible for you. They take responsibility for you in ways that they are able to help you and protect you and guide you. And they take that responsibility very seriously, and they won't let you down. It doesn't mean that hard things will never happen in our lives. They will. They have to. It's part of life. It's how we learn. It's how we grow. It's how we gain compassion for other people. It's how we become better people ourselves. Sometimes, oftentimes through adversity. They can't take that away. But they can protect you from undue harm. And they will protect you from undue harm, from situations that don't need to happen. If you allow them to help you, they will. They will help you anyway, but sometimes we get in the way, right? Okay. All right. So your first card then is Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. And it is a big message here that your loved ones in spirit, your spirit guides are with you. They are protecting you. They're showing me that they're bigger than life. Just like the eagle, when the eagle spreads their wings, the span that they have is enormous. Their protection in that same way would be enormous as well. Anything under their wings. And you are under the wings of your spirit guides and your loved ones. And they are showing me some eagle eggs. I don't know what that means. Just that they're taking responsibility for you. Yeah. And are encouraging you to trust that regardless of how difficult the situation may be that you're in, and I trust that if this message is for you, that you have gone through they're giving me turbulent times. You've gone through some very turbulent times, and you may feel like you've been abandoned, like no one is helping you, like you've been left to fend for yourself and figure things out yourself and protect yourself. And they're wanting to remind you, to show you, to tell you that you are not alone, that you are being protected and watched and cared for to every extent possible. All right, they're showing me now, excuse me. They're showing me someone in spirit. This may be someone you know. If it's not, don't worry. It doesn't mean that this reading isn't for you. It means there's another message in it for you. But someone here will recognize this person. They're showing me someone who is hang gliding, like off. I'm seeing it off the side of a cliff, but it could be, I don't know where else you go hang gliding. But if you know what hang gliding is, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like you have wings, right? And you kind of sail through the air and maneuver your way down to safety. But there is a loved one in spirit who did that in life. They're telling me that is not how they died. They're really wanting to make sure you know that. If this is your loved one, you do know that, but it's kind of for everyone else. This is not a message about hang gliding and getting hurt. It is about hang gliding and landing safely. And that's the universal message for everyone, but also there's someone here who knows this person in spirit, and so this person is just wanting to acknowledge you with their presence. But the bigger message here being, yes, the terrain can be treacherous, it can be scary, there can be a lot of things that seem very dangerous on the way down, for example, if you're hang gliding, but you are being guided to safety. You will land on your feet. You will land and be whole and happy and safe. Trust that we have you in our wings and we won't let you down. And you will be okay. So I hope you hear that message. And for the person who's this loved one is in spirit, this is a very funny person. They're showing me themselves when they're young and hang gliding. I don't know if that's when they passed or not. they may have passed later, but this is someone who, when they were a young man, this is a man, I believe, did like to hang glide. But they are a very, very outgoing, happy person, and they're really just wanting to say hi. They're very eager to be here to say hi to you. So if this is your loved one, feel free to drop a comment down below, or just acknowledge them in your own heart and mind, let them know that you heard from them. All right, so then we have Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries. They're saying, again, you're not alone, but there are things you can do to protect yourself from negative energy, from negative people, from negative situations. Not that these things are meant to harm you, but setting up solid boundaries for yourself, allowing yourself to say no, allowing yourself to remove people either from your life or remove yourself from their life or from a situation. It's not only good to do these things, but it will very much help you. It's okay and it's positive for you to set these boundaries with people and situations that don't make you feel worthy, that steal your self-confidence, that take away your feeling of stability. Granted, their intentions may not be to hurt you, so this isn't an attack on anyone whatsoever. We all have our own paths to follow. But it is your responsibility to set boundaries with those people and those situations that you don't feel are good for you. And you don't have to feel guilty about that. Protecting yourself is of utmost importance. You protect yourself with boundaries, and your loved ones will protect you in all ways, all the other ways that they can help you. They can't set boundaries for you. You have to do that yourself. That's part of being human, is recognizing this person, this situation, even this job is destroying my sense of peace, my sense of happiness, my sense of stability, my sense of self, and finding a way to separate yourself from that energy for your own good, not to hurt anyone else, but for your own good and your own peace of mind. So your loved ones in spirit and your spirit guides are highly encouraging you to do your part to ease the waters, to make things smoother for yourself in that way, and to not feel bad, not feel guilty about it, and to trust that they will also do their part. Okay, they're showing me a woman. I don't know yet how this relates, but I'll just start with what I have. They're showing me a woman who is she's got long hair, she's tying it up in a bun on the top of her head, getting it out of the way. Okay. And she's cooking, she's baking. And it's not what they're showing me. So take this as it resonates if you feel like this is your loved one in spirit. They're showing me someone who's doing a lot of baking. So it feels like they're doing it as a job or as a business or in a professional capacity. It may be at home, I don't know, but they're doing a lot of it. And it feels almost like an assembly line, like go, 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 go. She's doing a lot of it. So this would have been a job or a big part of her life, baking. And I do feel like it was a business or a job of some sort. But they're bringing me back to her hair. She's tying her hair up. Okay. And the message they're giving me, the universal message they're giving me on this is that she's tying her hair up, right? As one does when they're cooking, puts their hair up. It's to protect her and to protect others, right? Health code kind of thing. No one wants hair in their food. You can do the same thing in your life. Put away the parts of yourself that are vulnerable for others to attack, right? in a baking sense, obviously, you put your hair up, it avoids your hair from falling in the food, which would then upset others, and that could cause a bigger problem. But in a more real sense, the parts of you that are vulnerable, you don't have to show the whole world the pieces of you that can cause you the most hurt. It doesn't mean that you should never be vulnerable or open, but be selective. That's what they're showing me. Just like this baker, when she's home, she's around her family and friends, of course she puts her hair down. But when in a professional capacity, she puts her hair up. It keeps the hair out of her eyes, keeps the hair out of her face, keeps her from being distracted while she's working, but it also protects customers from getting hair in their food. Protect yourself and your own energy through boundaries, through keeping some things to yourself. You don't have to tell the whole world what hurts you the most, especially if it's someone who tends to use those things against you, or could use those things against you, maybe in a place of work, where there's a sense of competition or competitiveness. They're saying try to keep your weaknesses to yourself in those kinds of situations so that they can't be used against you. Allow your weaknesses to eventually become your superpower, is what they're saying. By becoming stronger through them, by setting boundaries around them, by not allowing others to use them against you. So I hope that makes sense to you, and hopefully someone recognizes this lovely woman with the long hair who bakes, because she is wanting to come in and acknowledge your presence here. She's just saying that she's watching you. She takes a lot of joy in watching you succeed and grow and do the things you love, just as she did. Different things, but she takes a lot of joy in watching you enjoy what your life has to offer. So whoever that's meant for, I hope you receive that message. But I hope the bigger message resonates with all of you to protect yourself with those who don't need to know everything about you and your life. Okay? All right. So lastly, we have the 9 of Wands. And this, again, this is the advice card, and it's another message of protecting yourself, but also allowing others to protect you as well, including your spirit guides and your loved ones in spirit. This person has been through difficult times, has had hardship, has been hurt, has been wounded. They're still standing tall. They will recover. They will be okay. They are protecting themselves with this wand, but there's a wall of wands behind them as well, protecting them, supporting them, giving them strength and encouragement, and helping them not only get through the difficult time, but to stand strong and to move forward into better days. These are your loved ones in spirit, your spirit guides helping you stand strong. But you also have the power within you to protect yourself as well. And together, they're telling me you all are unstoppable. With their help and your strength, you're unstoppable. So just trust in that. Trust in the strength that they're giving you. All right, group 3. I hope that helps. I'm sorry that you've gone through such a challenging time, but trust, better days are coming, and you are being helped. You are being helped. So believe that and trust it. So thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you watching, supporting my channel, your likes, your comments, all of it. I am so grateful for. And I will see you next time. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye.